Okay, check. Did you know that if you lined up all the dollar bills of Jeff Bezos' net worth in a line, they would reach halfway to Mars? And not only that, you'd be looking back in time because the light from the furthest dollar bill, or what you'd see when you look at that dollar bill, wouldn't even reach your eyeballs for about a minute and a half after, and that's because of the speed of light. In this video, we'll learn about how we measure distance in space and how to make sense of these insanely large gaps between us and the rest of the universe. Hi, I'm Tony here from Space But Messier, and this video is part of a large lecture series outlining everything I learned from my master's program in astronomy as I take it. I'm literally taking courses right now. If you'd like to stay caught up with each new weekly lesson, please subscribe and click on a bell to be alerted when a new video comes out. So on Earth, we use measurements like foot, meter, kilometer, miles, and so on, because they make sense for the size of ourselves and our cities and things like that. But in space, you can't just go around saying this star is 700 trillion miles away. Well, you can, but scientists have coined two different terms that make way more sense and make it way easier. That's like counting people's heights and the size of buildings in like millimeters or something like that. It doesn't make sense. The first term is an AU, or an astronomical unit. 1 AU equals the distance between us on Earth and the sun. Therefore, all other celestial bodies, or things in space, are measured based on how far away they are using this 1 unit, or 1 AU. Now, 1 astronomical unit is Earth's average distance from the sun, which is about 150 million kilometers or 93 million miles. The next term we use for distance is light year. But you might be thinking, isn't a year a measurement of time? What is a light year? A year is a measurement of time, but a light year is the distance light can travel in 1 year, which is about 10 trillion kilometers. We generally use light years to describe distance of stars and galaxies because it's easier. I want to reiterate though, again, last time, light travels at the speed of light, which we've measured to be 300,000 kilometers per second. We therefore say that 1 light second is about 300,000 kilometers because that is the distance light travels in 1 second. Similarly, 1 light minute is the distance light travels in 1 minute, 1 light hour is the distance light travels in an hour, and so on. So if you lined up Jeff Bezos' dollar bills in a line, they would measure roughly 19.5 million miles, which is about 1.75 minutes. Let's go one step further. All we see is light, right? You can only see my face because the light is hitting it and bouncing into the camera, okay? Without light, there is no directly visible way to know if I exist. I might live in this screen. You don't know. So now you see when I said earlier, when light from Jeff Bezos' last dollar bill reaches us, you now know that it's because the light that needs to hit the dollar bill, let's say the sun is over there, the sun hits the dollar bill and then hits you, that's how you know the dollar bill is there. This light won't reach you for 1.75 minutes. Cool, huh? Here's some other examples. Light takes a little more than 1 second to reach Earth from the moon. It takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth from the sun. Stars are so far away that their light can take years to reach us, which is why we measure their distances in light years. Consider Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, which is located about 8 light years away. Because it takes light 8 years to travel this distance, we see Sirius not as it is today in this moment in time, but rather as it was 8 years ago when the light left it. The effect is much more dramatic at greater distances. So the Orion Nebula is a giant cloud in space where stars and planets are forming. It is located about 1,350 light years from Earth. This means we see it as it looked about 1,350 years ago. So if a star in Orion has exploded since then, we can't know about it yet because the light from those explosions hasn't reached us. Okay, so we've established that the further away we look in distance, the further back we look in time. But get ready to have your mind blown. The Andromeda Galaxy is about 2.5 million light years away, which means that we see it as it looked 2.5 million years ago, right? Not quite. For example, because the Andromeda Galaxy is about 100,000 light years in diameter, or all the way across, the light we currently see from the far side of the galaxy must have left on its journey 100,000 years before the front side of the galaxy that we see. So if you're the observer, this is the front side of the galaxy, this is the back side. If it's at an angle, this light left before this light. The light we see from the far side of the galaxy must have left on its journey 100,000 years before the light we see on the near side. So technically, every single image we see of Andromeda shows different parts of the galaxy spread over a time period of up to 100,000 years. Maybe that's why when the 4 Citadel Council races and the Quarians from Mass Effect planned to populate new homeworlds in the Andromeda Galaxy, they stumbled upon a world of terror. Something must have happened from when they left to when they got there. Well, they were traveling at faster than light. Yeah, that still makes sense. Okay, for this last part of the video, let's go over some practical astronomy skills. Let's learn how to calculate the speed of light on your own. First, state your question. How far is a light year? Second, let's use the USE or USE method to understand the problem, solve the problem, and explain the solution. We need to find 1 light year. So what do we know? We know that we need a distance for light to travel in 1 year. An equation that is good to have on hand is that distance equals speed times time. And the reason why we want to use that is because we have a time. We have 1 year as part of the equation. We want to find the distance that light can travel in 1 year. Let's substitute distance for something that has time in it. It just so happens that distance equals speed times time. And so now that we've got time on both sides of the equation, we can add the speed and ultimately find the distance. Okay, so we've got distance equals speed times time. In this case, the speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second, and the time is 1 year. Now, let's solve the problem. From step 1, our equation is that 1 light year is the speed of light times 1 year. But we can't make anything equal until we have equal units. So let's convert some. Right now, we have light year, meters, and seconds, and years. Hey, we can convert years to seconds, and then we'll have equal units. We do this by remembering that 60 seconds are in a minute, 60 minutes are in an hour, 24 hours are in a day, and 365 days are in a year. We now carry out the calculations. 1 light year equals the speed of light times 1 year. The speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second, and now we'll multiply 1 year by 1 using different forms of 1. 365 days equals a year, so we can make that a fraction and it acts as multiplying by 1. Same goes with 24 hours over 1 day, 60 minutes over 1 hour, and 60 seconds over 1 minute. Next, anything that shows up on the bottom and the top can be canceled out. So we remove the years, days, hours, minutes, and seconds, and we are left with kilometers. Now, just multiply 300,000 by 365, by 24, by 60, and 60, and we get 9.46 trillion kilometers. Lastly, explain our result. We say our answer is 1 light year is about 9.46 trillion kilometers. Now for a quick common sense check. Are the units what we were expecting? Yes. And is it an insanely massive number? Yes, so it's probably correct or really close to it. Thank you for joining this lesson on astronomical measurements, and don't forget to subscribe and comment with your thoughts. Thanks for watching.